I wonder what some of the rejected titles for this movie were. Maybe Sergeant Skivvies, Brigadier Boxers, Commander Commando. I like them all.
What is this? Poor soul. You're trapped in some sort of invisible, box-like prison. What's that? I can't hear you, but I see your tears.
Is it okay that I'm kind of loving this?
Yes and no, but mostly yes.
Fear not, I will set you free.
Ow! What is wrong with you?
Oh, that's better. I can hear you now.
Sorry. We're so sorry.
Okay, listen, let's not be punching people though, because...
Hold it. Let me help. You're welcome, madam.
Wow, he is super dumb.
Captain Underpants tells the story of the underwear-only superhero from the series of children's books on the big screen. And really, when you think about it, aren't all superheroes kind of running around in their underwear at some point? Is there anything beyond the silliness to enjoy here? Well, here's 5 things you might want to know about Captain Underpants. You know what? Actually, I think there's a lot to like here. Let's get into it. We'll start with a couple warnings. First, this. If you know the material or are literate enough to read the title of the movie, you probably get that this is going to be childish humor, toilet humor, if you will, bodily functions, all that kind of stuff through and through. And here's the thing. The movie kind of leans into it. No, not kind of. It embraces that that's what this kind of movie is. So that's why I give it a caution and not even a negative, because I kind of enjoyed that this movie said, okay, this is what we're doing. It's not a crutch we're using to make the kids laugh. It's actually what we're emphasizing to make a point. That's different for me, so I enjoyed it, but you might not, so just be warned. And here's the other thing about watching this movie when you don't like that kind of stuff. You become the villain of the movie. Because the movie is about giving in to this kind of humor, as soon as you roll your eyes, you're the bad guy. And I think that could be a frustrating experience for people who just want something, a little more high-minded than this infantile stuff. It's almost as if the movie is daring you not to embrace your childishness, daring you not to laugh at this stuff. It's a risky endeavor, but I think it pays off for the movie because I think the truth is kind of on their side. They know what they are, and they're daring you not to come along for the ride. But here's where the movie ultimately succeeds. It's smart. It's clever. Yes, it's childish, but it's not just childish humor. It's smart childish humor, if that makes sense. I think the writing here is spectacular. I love some of the ways they play with the fourth wall, some of the ways they play with being self-referential or meta. I think this movie is very smart. And when you've got smart writers who have a great sense of comedic timing, a great sense of how to put words together to make people laugh, when you've got that on your side, I think overall people are going to have a good time. The other key to the movie coming out on the positive side of things for me is the voice work. I love these choices. These are choices based on voices. And that's how you have to make them, not based on fame. Now, Kevin Hart certainly is famous, but he's perfect for this character. And honestly, I wonder if Kevin Hart should have been a voice actor the whole time. I mean, I wouldn't take him away from his stand-up comedy. I wouldn't take him away from these roles he gets to play. But man, is his voice built for voiceover and voice acting in this way. I thought it was great. Thomas Middleditch does fine, who you know from Silicon Valley. He's great in this. Nick Kroll is wonderful. But I have to give special attention to Ed Helms, who plays both the principal who becomes Captain Underpants as well as Captain Underpants. I did not even realize it was him, and I love that because the way he's voicing these characters is perfect for the characters that are on screen. It wasn't Ed Helms, it was the principal and Captain Underpants, and I love that. And because these voice actors are so good throughout this movie, it adds an element of realism that lets you just fall into the place the movie wants you to be. As far as negatives go, this is the one I would bring up, and it's a pretty big one for me. There's nothing new here. There's nothing interesting to hold your attention as an adult. It's not like you're doing any deep thinking on anything here. There's nothing interesting on a deeper emotional level that I really got into here. I think they try to touch on it here and there, but it doesn't really hold. The story just doesn't serve it because it's more serving the humor of the moment. This is one of those movies, if you go to with your kids, if you have kids and you go with your kids and you just kind of let go of your intellectual pride and just kind of laugh at the silly, stupid, infantile stuff on screen, you can have a good time with them and at the same time completely forget about it the next day. It is a light snack experience. There's no meat on the bones. Overall, though, I had a good time at Captain Underpants. It embraces the kind of movie it is in a way that is clever and smart and overall funny. I give it a B. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. Before we do, if you have any feedback or you want to get in touch with me, I would love to. Various ways to do that. Twitter, @Aaron Dicer. A lot of dialogue going on there about movies and such. I love that. You can also comment here on YouTube or subscribe so you know when new releases are out, all that kind of fun stuff. Also, the podcast, a great place to hang out. We do that every week. It's called SiftPop. SiftPop. We'd love to have you along for that as well. If you do the podcast thing, feel free to subscribe. Just search for it in whatever podcast player that you use. And finally, thank you for your support. Continues to come in for this YouTube channel and is very humbling. $3 a month if you'd like to throw my way to keep doing this thing. That would be very meaningful to me. You can do that at patreon.com/yourmoviefriend. There's some fun little perks there as well if you decide to go that route. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. What is the best movie ever that has an item of clothing in the title? All right? Anything that you might wear. You can get creative with this. You can do like Cape Fear, because Cape is in there. Get as creative as you want. Like The Mask, whatever. Be creative. I'm going to go with the one where some of the characters were asked if they could have anything in the world, what it would be, and one of them said that they wanted a phone number of a particular girl. And another one said they wanted peace on Earth. Take a guess at mine in the comments. First person to get it right does get a point. Leave your choice there as well. As always, love to have you along for the ride. When my big face comes on screen, just hit subscribe. Like the face. Click my face!